So, your A2 law exams are around the corner, and there are so many chapters to cover and so little time to do so. Now you're wondering, which chapters should I focus on, and which chapters should I ignore completely? The question I've been getting lately after posting the video analyzing past year papers and predicting which chapters will most likely come out for your A2 contract law exam is this. Is it possible to prepare for the chapters under formation of contract only? This is A-level law essay practice, and in today's video, I will be analyzing the justification for this question and will give you my thoughts about it as well as its validity. To get the context of this question, it is recommended that you do check out the recent videos analyzing and predicting what will most likely come out in the coming A2 contract law exam sitting by clicking the link to them in the description below or the card in the top right corner of this video. Before we continue, please do consider subscribing to my channel for more video guides as well as other interesting topics. Now, is it a good idea to only prepare for the chapters under formation of contract for the coming exams? This would only include the chapters offer and acceptance, intention to create legal relations, capacity, and consideration. There are a few justifications for this idea. Firstly, is the fact that these chapters are the most popular chapters and that they are easier to understand and be tested on compared to the other chapters, which are heavier on the technicalities and complexities of contract law. Secondly, you can be sure that the questions from these chapters will definitely appear for every examination sitting, no matter which set of exam papers you are sitting for. Thirdly, and most importantly, is the fact that it would seem that at least 3 out of the 4 chapters will appear for every single examination sitting in every set of exam papers every year without fail. The third justification is what I will focus my attention on. We all know that out of the 6 questions that are available for both sections in the exam paper, we are required to answer only 3 of them. 1 from both sections and the third from either section. From my analysis of past year papers, it would appear that not only do at least 3 out of the 4 chapters from formation of contract appear without fail, but it would also seem that the questions are nicely distributed between section A and section B. Meaning that if you were to only focus on the chapters under formation of contract, you will be able to meet the examination's requirement of answering 1 question from each section and the third from either section. So, does this mean that it is a good idea to focus solely on the 4 chapters under formation of contract and ignore the other chapters which some might consider heavier and boring, or is it suicide to do so? Well, as a responsible tutor, I will definitely tell you that it is suicide to focus solely on the chapters under formation of contract and totally ignore the rest. This is because there is a possibility that even though 3 chapters from formation of contract might appear, it doesn't mean that you will be able to answer them for whatever reason. This is because the question might appear confusing or appear in a way which, for your own reason, will not be able to be answered by you. I mean, I'm sure there are some of you who have come across past year questions which are totally distasteful and so would just ignore it without a second thought. Therefore, this is the danger of preparing only for a limited number of chapters for your examination. But if you feel confident enough and have never had any problems answering any questions from the formation of contract from both sections, then go ahead and prepare only for these 4 chapters. But do take heed of my warnings before you consider doing so. The best thing to do is to prepare for everything under the formation of contract as well as a few other chapters from outside the formation of contract, i.e. terms of contract, unfair contract terms, misrepresentation, mistake, and remedies. To give you an idea on which chapters exactly, you should really check out my recent analysis and prediction videos that I mentioned earlier. So, now that you are reasonably prepared to sit for the examination, is it still possible to only focus your attention on questions from the formation of contract? The answer is yes, especially at first glance if all 3 questions are nicely spread out across section A and section B, and that they are questions in which you are very familiar and comfortable with during your preparation and practice. At this point, it would definitely be a good and safe idea to ignore the other questions and only focus on the 3 questions from formation of contract. However, if you are more confident or comfortable answering some or all of the other questions which are not under the formation of contract, you may do so at your own discretion. I hope you can understand that my approach and solution to this question regarding A2 Law contract examination is most practical and safe, ensuring the highest chance of you scoring the highest marks and grade possible for your examination. If you have anything that needs clarification or would like to give your thoughts about my approach and solution to the question, please do comment below and we'll see what else we all can learn from each other. If you find this video useful, please do consider sharing it with your friends and giving it a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more video guides as well as other interesting topics relevant to legal studies. Thank you for watching and I'll speak to you again next time.